Let's talk about a topic that is scary to talk about, frightening, stressful, whatever. Let's talk about it as a group, not just me telling you watching this, but us together working through this idea. And what's that idea, you may ask? This idea of the topic of this video, we're going to be talking about failure and how it's so often seen as a negative, but can actually be a powerful idea for boosting your growth and success in whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it be start a YouTube channel or get better at soccer or hockey or basketball or learn how to ride a bike when you're a little 5-year old. No matter what it is, we need to change our outlook on failure. We've all experienced failure at some point in our lives. Let's be honest here. Whether it's a setback in a personal relationship, or maybe even at work or at school, or something just didn't go as planned and you quote unquote failed. Your dream didn't come to fruition or whatever. Failure's inevitable. It's going to happen, and it's important that it happens because how I see it, failure is part of success. You need that failure to become successful. And I know a lot of people preach that. All the rich YouTubers, they're like, failure is the best thing, which is true, but they just say it in a weird way. So I'm talking about how, you know, we should talk about it. What if I told you that failure doesn't need to be the end of the road, which is like obvious, duh. Obviously, we just keep trying, Quinn. But yeah, I mean that. It doesn't have to be the end of the road. I personally used to be afraid of failure. I thought that if I made a mistake or didn't succeed at something, it meant that I wasn't good enough, that I was trash, that I was horrible, and that I should give up because it didn't work the first time, so it's never going to work. But that was a horrible mindset. It made me realize that if I keep thinking that way, I'm never going to succeed at anything in my life. And I push that idea onto everyone that watches this video. If you feel the same way as I just described, that you can't do it, that you shouldn't do it, you need to do it. When something's telling you you can't, and you're passionate about this project, and all of a sudden you're like, I can't do it, you need to do it. That's when you need to strive and push yourself and do it, because you'll regret it. I promise you, you will regret it. If you want some real world examples besides mine, some of the most successful people in the world have experienced failure like multiple times. Let's talk about Michael Jordan for a second. He was cut from his high school basketball team. And guess what? Everyone knows Michael Jordan. Let's talk about Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling. The entire Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by multiple publishers. And guess what? Everyone knows Harry Potter. Let's talk about Steve Jobs. Everyone knows Steve Jobs, Mr. Apple himself. He was fired from his own company, but he didn't let that failure define him. None of the three people I just talked about let the failure define them. They used it as motivation to keep pushing forward to achieve what they wanted to achieve. Basketball, publishing a story, and creating your dream company, your dream job. You just got to push through this failure. You got to become what your failure isn't. You got to be better. So, I know I'm talking a lot about, oh, be better and don't give up. So you're probably asking, Quinn, how can we embrace this failure? How do we actually use it to our advantage? Well, I think honestly, the biggest thing is shifting our mindsets. We need to not look at it as something as a roadblock, an end of the road, a cliff at the end of a road. We need to view it as the opportunity to learn and grow, a new flower, if you will. Every mistake and setback is a chance to gain new insights and improve ourselves. That's how you got to think about it. If you want some tips, I made 4 very, very simple tips that I use for myself because I fail a lot. I have failed a lot, and I'm still failing every day. But I made these because there's a lot of people that don't speak out about how they feel about failure. And I never did either. I never have, except for this video that's may or may not be published right now. But I made these tips for the people like me who can't talk about it, who won't talk about it, who are afraid of trying again. Just hear me out for a few more minutes. Tip 1 that I wrote down is reframing failure as a learning experience. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you fail, please try to find what went wrong in your attempt and find a way to learn from that and change it to make it work for you in the future. An example, I used to stream on Twitch, and things were going pretty solid, and eventually stuff started declining, and I rewatched my old like Twitch VODs and everything, and I learned that I was getting boring. I was getting washed, if you will. And I decided to take that, and I started to be more entertaining, more lively, more personality I put into my streams, and everything started to get a little better. Just keep trying. You need to learn from your failure. The second tip I wrote down was practicing self-compassion and forgiveness. And this one's a hard one. This one is truly a hard one. I always struggled with forgiving myself whenever I messed up. I was always like, oh, I messed up, like, it's over, I can't do this anymore, it's horrible, I'm bad at this, I should just try something else. And I never forgave myself for messing up. But you need to. And I promise you that it's worth it that you do. Please try. I know it's hard, but please try. Third tip I have is seeking feedback and constructive criticism from friends, family, those who you trust, and those who you know will support you and actually tell you what you need to work on. When I was making clothing, like I mentioned before, I used to make the designs myself in like Photoshop or Illustrator, whatever I was working on. And every single design I made, no matter how bad I thought it was, no matter how good I thought it was, I would send it to my friend, and my friend would give me criticism. And he would tell me, this is amazing, this looks really good, but I would change this about it. Just from a viewer's perspective, I would change this about it. And I would take that feedback and I would change my design, and I would then be finally happy with what I created. And that's all because of that feedback, which is why I think it's so important to take that criticism from people. And I know criticism can be hard. I know it's hard, but you need to take that constructive criticism and use it to your advantage. The fourth and final goal I wrote down is that you need to set new goals. You need to move forward with determination, you know? Let's say you wanted to start a YouTube channel. Let's say your first goal is 100 subscribers. Let's say you reach 100 subscribers. What's your next goal? 500. And then 500, next goal 1,000. Next goal 1,500. Next goal 2,000. You just keep bringing that goal up, and you keep pursuing your passion, your dreams, your goals, and eventually all your goals will be set. It's an amazing thing. You need to embrace this failure and not think of it as failure. Think of it as step 1 of success, or step 2 of success, step 3 of success. Just try and learn new things. I want to encourage everyone that's watching this to embrace it and not fear it. Do not let the setbacks in your life hold you back from pursuing everything you love, your hobbies, your dreams, whatever it is, your education. Do not let anything set you back. Just use them as stepping stones to propel yourself forward. And remember that it's not the opposite of success, it's just part of success. So embrace it and hold it dearly, learn from it, and keep moving forward. That's all for me today. I know this video was short. I don't even know if it's going to be published, but if you're seeing this and I decided to publish it, I hope it inspired you to see failure in a new light. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope this helped you in some way. That's all I want out of these videos, is to just help someone. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you want to share this with someone who might be struggling with this topic, please do, and I'll send them all my love. Thanks everyone for watching. Keep striving for that greatness, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.